Good morning. As the spring melon harvest begins to wind down, it's important to start thinking about whitefly management in fall produce and melon crops. The first line of defense in avoiding whitefly issues in the fall vegetable plantings is for PCAs and growers to be vigilant in their whitefly management program on cotton. In the Yuma area, cotton is the primary host crop for whiteflies during the summer, although alfalfa and Sudan grass may serve as alternative hosts in some areas. However, before whitefly management begins in cotton, it's important that whitefly populations be prevented from building up to large numbers in the spring melons that recently finished or are nearly completing harvest in the next week or so. In surveying melon crops this spring, it became quite apparent that a large proportion of the spring melon acres throughout the area were grown near cotton. In fact, our surveys show that on an area-wide basis, almost 75% of the melon acres this spring were grown either adjacent to or within a half mile of cotton. Although whitefly numbers have been relatively light this far, increased whitefly numbers have been observed over the past week or so in cotton, coinciding with higher temperatures and area-wide melon harvests. Thus, proper sanitation in spring melons is critical for preventing unnecessary whitefly buildups in cotton. It is highly recommended that melon growers quickly destroy plant residue as soon as possible following harvest. A delay in disking under melon fields following harvest can provide a large source of adult whiteflies that can readily disperse into cotton, especially when they don't need to fly very far. These whiteflies may also move into nearby weeds, many of which, for example, common mallow and silverleaf nightshade, these weeds are hosts for the cucurbit yellow stunting disorder virus, or CYSDV. Another source of whiteflies and CYSDV during July and August can be volunteer melons in fields where spring melons had previously grown. These plants also potentially extend the host, acquisition, and transmission period for CYSDV. This may be important too, since to date, CYSDV incidence in spring melons, albeit at non-economic levels, has been evident this spring. Our experience to date suggests that incidence of CYSDV in fall melons is generally much higher in the fall plantings that were grown in proximity to where melons were produced the previous spring. For more information, visit our website for sanitation and whitefly management on desert vegetables and melons. Remember, when in doubt, scout.